For the past few months, I've gotten a lot quieter. I've gotten a lot quieter. I've gotten a lot more reserved. I've really gone back into my shell. But this time I'm doing it intentionally. And I'm here because I realize I need my shell, but I don't need my shell to be like it was before. So I'm changing my shell, you know? Um, my shell, my shell is my boundary. They're my boundaries. I need my boundaries. I I let go of my boundaries because I felt like they were holding me back. I felt like I couldn't interact with people. I felt like I couldn't be around people because I had walls up some I should. I didn't know how to take them down, so I forced them down. I felt like I was just running around naked, no control, no idea where I was going, just bumping into everybody. I felt out of control. I felt like a wind-up toy that people got amusement out of. When I realized that, I didn't hold any resentment to anyone, not even to myself. I was just unaware, but I stopped immediately and I let go of everyone, went back inwards. And here I am. I'm very much within myself. I'm not shy. I'm not scared. No, I'm not shy. I'm not scared. This is a necessary step. And sometimes you're going to have to go backwards to go forward. Sometimes you have to look at yourself from within before you can step back out. I'm looking at myself from within right now, completely from within. I don't have any goals about socializing or anything like that. I've isolated myself so that I can understand myself, so that I won't go back out there in the world with my boundaries and I not know how to raise them and lower them and use them because I won't tear them down and run around like a wind up dog again. No, I won't do that. I won't just throw my energy around everywhere to anyone at any time in any way like I was doing before, just chaos because I didn't know how else to interact. But now that I'm learning how to interact with my own energy in the way that I want to when I return to my normal social way of life. So I'm a social person. I like people. I like hanging out with people. When I return to being social, I'll return in the right way. I'll return in a way where I'm conscious and aware of how my energy is being received and how I'm presenting my energy, how I'm presenting myself. I will return to socializing in an aware state. My energy, my energy will be controlled, maintained. I will be maintained, controlled, and I will be at peace. You see, there's nothing wrong with running around and being free. But if it hurts you, there's something wrong. It was hurting me doing all that. It was hurting me being free with boundaries that I couldn't see or control, feeling like I was at the mercy of others. It was hurting me, feeling like I had no privacy, like because everything was just up in the air all the time. I didn't like that because it wasn't me. And I knew it wasn't me, but I didn't know how it's to be me. I thought that was who I was. And one day I decided that who I am shouldn't hurt. I decided that who I was shouldn't be painful. I decided that it should be easy to be me and to present myself, and that presenting myself should naturally align me with situations and circumstances that benefit me because that wasn't happening. Being myself was putting me around people who were taking advantage of me in toxic situations, situations where I was being lashed out at, where I was lashing out at. So I wasn't being myself. But now that I'm studying, looking, probing, and feeling from within who I am from within, doing all sorts of rewiring and whatnot. So when I go back out into the world as myself, my real self, my true self, firmly 100% myself, master of my own energy, master of my own destiny, be able to do so with real confidence. And the proof will be in the alignment that I feel towards the people who I'm interacting with. This this reprieve, this break, this what it is break is helping me heal emotionally and mentally. This break is helping me. Without it, I don't. If I continue going on the way that I was, I don't know where I'd be. But it wouldn't be somewhere I wanted to be. I had to make a lot of hard choices when I pulled back, cut off a lot of people, let a lot of people go. But it felt good after a while because I didn't feel alone. I don't feel. I feel loneliness sometimes, but I don't feel lonely because I know why I'm alone, and it's bearing fruit, and I'm learning who I am, and I'm learning myself. I'm learning how I move. I'm learning how I interact with people. I'm learning my own quirks. I'm learning how these quirks play off other people and how I react to other people better because I'm not throwing my energy everywhere. I'm not really giving my energy to anything except myself right now. Being very stingy with it because I need to study it. It's nice. It's temporary because I know that my destiny lies in community and in building relationships. Um, and I knew that before, but I didn't know how I was going to create those relationships because I felt like I couldn't be around people who were helping me, who were healthy for me. I was just around people for laughs, for energy. I felt like free use almost. It's an ugly way to say that. It's how I felt. I don't feel like that anymore. I don't think I ever will. I can't imagine putting myself back in a situation like that. It's nice to be able to. It's nice to be able to. I like being able to sit. I like sitting with myself. I like listening to myself. I like listening to other people. I'm a quiet person. I'm not really a. I definitely have a wild side, you could say, but I'm definitely a reserved person more than I am a loud person. I was the opposite before. I was just loud and rambunctious and real life of the party guy. That wasn't me. It wasn't who I wanted to be. I just thought it was who I was. I thought I couldn't help that. So I went along with it. longer than I would have liked, but not too long. Definitely not too long. By no standard, it wasn't too long, but I went along with it. I learned a lot about myself, but also learned who I was and who I'm not, and that's not who I am. It's not who I wanted to be. I'm a much more reserved person. I'm a person with very strong boundaries. I'm a person who enjoys company, but not just any company. I don't like just anyone around me. I just hang out with anybody. I think most people are like this. And again, that's how I was, but I wasn't acting on that. I truly could not help just who I was around. I felt like I was just at the mercy of life. Since we all are, but I felt like I was like I couldn't not be around these people, even though I didn't want to. And I think I was worried about, well, if I don't hang out with him, I won't have anybody to hang out with. And in my mind, it was worse to not have anyone to hang out with and to, it was better to hang out with these people than not to have anyone to hang out. And thank God that I realized that that is not the case because it's a billion times worse to be around people who aren't good for you than to be alone. Sometimes to rebalance when you've gone too far in one direction, you have to go just as far in the other. For me personally, I've had to do that. I don't know if that resonates with anybody, but have you ever felt like you had to explore the other side of something? Have you ever felt like you've had to explore the extent that you can go in one direction? You've gone as far as you've gone. And then if you go back to center, your mind only knows that one direction because you went so far. And I did too. I went really far in that direction. So I've had to go to the other direction. It's an isolated, quiet direction. It's a lot of self reflection. It's a self reflective direction. And this self reflective direction is showing me that there's just as much depth and joy and solitude and being around specific people as there was being the life of the party. It was hard for me to accept. I got over it. You know, I didn't let it like hold me down. I was upset a little bit for a little while. It was rough, but a lot of my anxiety began to leave when I wasn't around these people who were bad for me, and I was like, holy shit, wow, this is, it was like these people were really not good for me. Like, and if you're in this situation where you're around people who are not good for you, you need to leave. You need to leave. You need to go be alone. You need to go be lonely for a week or so. You need to go cry. You need to go just have a bad time for like a week. And then you're gonna open your eyes week two. You're like, whoa, what the heck was that? And that's exactly what I did, and that's exactly what happened for you. And then you need to go as far as you can in the other direction. Don't stop. You don't have to run. You can walk. You can go whatever pace you want, but don't stop. You'll know when you've gone far enough. You will know when you've gone far enough. It's nice to be able to just be, to hear yourself think. It's nice to feel alone. I feel alone. First time in my life, it feels good. Feels like it's just me, but it feels good this time. It feels lonely. It feels normal. That's when I know I've done something right. It's because I feel normal and I can't explain the feeling. And me personally, when I can't explain feelings and I'm feeling, that's when I know that I'm the most alive to myself. Because I've got a pretty sharp mind when it comes to things like emotions and reason. But when I can't decipher it, it's not hurting me and it feels good. So I know that I've aligned myself with where I'm supposed to be. And a lot of you need to go be uncomfortable for a little while to seek comfort. There's no rush. If you don't feel comfortable with who you are, change. Doesn't matter what people think of you. Doesn't matter who you have to let go. Doesn't matter who you don't talk to anymore. Doesn't matter who you cut up. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is if you feel comfortable with yourself. You want to. You need to. If you don't, you need to stop doing everything. Leave that job. Leave that house. Stop talking to those people. If you can't do that, you need to begin to develop your boundaries. And there's a lot of ways to do that without confrontation. There's a lot of subtle cues. You got to start doing something for yourself. It's important. You deserve to be comfortable. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have happiness come to you easily. You deserve not to struggle. You deserve true freedom.